Hi, I'm Red-Headed Riding Hood, Red for short. I'm going to read you William Barclay's Daily Celebration. September 23rd. The Workman. Apollo Kivabulaya. I will try to find a link and put it below. I'm not sure if I said that right. Was one of the great saints of the African church, and in the book African Saint Anne Luck has told his story. One of the most characteristic stories of him tells how he arrived at Mboga in the Congo. He was not the first Christian missionary to arrive there. 2 African missionaries had been there before him, but they had to leave because the people would not give them any food. These 2 former missionaries had been members of the proud Bangada tribe, in which menial work is for women and slaves. So when the people of Mboga refused them food, they had been far too proud to cultivate the land themselves, and so they had to starve or go. Wow. Apollo knew this, and he was well prepared to grow his own food. As he passed through the patches of forest on his way to Mboga, he stopped to cut some hoe handles to be ready to get to work on some patch of ground whenever he arrived. When Tabaro, the ruler of Mboga, saw Apollo coming into the village carrying his hoe handles at the ready, he said, "Here is a man who is going to conquer." A hoe handle may be an odd sign for a conqueror and an odd crest for a victor, but the very sight of it marked out Apollo as a man who would conquer. And why? For the simple yet sufficient reason that here was a man who was clearly prepared to do a day's honest work. It is hardly an exaggeration to say that what the world needs more than anything else is men who are ready and women who are ready and prepared and willing to do an honest day's work. But we can go a little farther than that. Apollo's hoe handles made it clear to the Congo people that he was prepared to work as well as to preach. Under the Jewish law, the rabbis were the greatest scholars and teachers of their day. They were the equivalent of the modern professor. But every Jewish rabbi had to have a trade. No rabbi could take any money for teaching and preaching at all. He had to earn his living by working at some trade. So we find rabbis who were tailors, carpenters, perfumers, and barbers, and we know the trade of one who might have become one of the greatest of all Jewish rabbis if he had not become one of the greatest of all Christians, for we know that Paul was a tent maker, or as the word probably came to mean, a leather worker. The rabbi had to work with his hands as well as with his brain and with his words. That's the end. So yesterday marked 4 years since I sold my house and left Georgia. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy that God allowed me and helped me to do that in the middle of a pandemic. So, and as I said yesterday, it is work to sell, especially the entire contents of your house on Facebook Marketplace. It's a lot of back and forth and messaging and trying to be fair, and I'm trying to be fair and yet not get ripped off like I have before, and just et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's challenging selling stuff on Facebook, and I had kind of forgotten But anyways, don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye.